So the final thing I want to show you in this app sequence is some of the deeper things in the settings menu. So if you go back into this little hamburger icon, you'll see disconnect, calibrate, custom shot settings, and home. So calibrate Proton will set you up to shoot a ball that's targeted to land about the middle of the far court. You do need to pay attention to wind and such when you do this, but basically you hit start. It's kind of like single shot after your Proton starts up and aims itself. Then you can hit fire, see where the ball's landing. That looks a little bit shallow, and so maybe I will raise up the altitude offset 1 degree. So now that it's up a degree, balls go a little bit deeper, and I can hit stop and save that calibration. Now, once you save a calibration, it's written to your machine. So every time you start up again, this machine is going to shoot at 1 degree higher than it normally does. I wouldn't get too hung up on exactly where the calibration balls land, but this is a good place where you can make adjustments. So if you find that your balls don't have much fuzz, and so topspin shots are landing a little bit deeper than you expect, just go into calibrate, turn it down to -1 degree, -1.5, and that may help get things back on the court. Other things you can do from in here. You can get to your custom shots. I only have 2 in here. You can go into settings, and there's a few more choices. You'll see the app version that you're using. You can change, I got quite a few grumpy complaints about this, that people wanted it in miles per hour, so you can turn that off. Now all the shots will be in miles per hour instead of kilometers. You can hit get Proton data, see the serial number, what firmware version you're on, battery, how many shots this machine has used, and also the app version. Finally, well, I guess there's 2 more things. One is update firmware. So in general, you don't do this very often. Every so often, we'll put out an app update that will ask you to have a firmware update. This machine is on 1.0004. You could check an older firmware. Don't do this, and then when you hit upload, this says, hey, you're going backwards. Do you want to do that? And I don't want to do that. But if you did, you could upload the firmware. You'd have to wait about 10 seconds while it uploads. And then importantly, maybe I will just do this. I'll upload the firmware. I can do the same one I'm on. Is you need to wait about 20 seconds for the firmware update to happen. So uploading it is only half the battle. Then it needs to get rewritten into the microcontroller on the Proton. And so after it's uploaded, it's going to say, please wait 20 seconds. This is where you can break your machine. If you pull the battery out in the middle of this update, bad things can happen. So after about 20 seconds, the lights will go off, come back on your Proton, and then the firmware will be up to date. This one disconnected. Okay, it's back. So I would reconnect. And the other things you can do in settings is rename your Proton. So maybe you don't want it to have just the serial number, and you just want it to say, whoops, Jonas. And now it'll have your name on there in case there's more than one of these at your court. Hopefully. Okay, those are some of the extra things you can do in settings, and let me know if you have questions. Thanks.